Now today we will start about image segmentation. So we have covered till unit 4 image restoration techniques in the presence of noise models. We have discussed in the last lecture, and this is the last topic, and one more topic we will cover in next week, that is morphological processing. So today I will give you the brief introduction about what is image segmentation. So as the name indicates, you are segmenting or dividing your image into parts. For particular purpose, you are dividing your image into different regions, different segments or different parts. So it all depends on what kind of segmentation you want in your result. So image segmentations, normally you have input. Till now we have seen input as an image, we have input as an image, and output also we normally get as an image till image restoration techniques, either for image enhancement techniques in spatial domain or frequency domain, or restoration just because of degradation of image. You have seen your input was also image and your output was also image. But in image segmentation, normally we are taking image as an input, but we are getting attributes of image. What we are getting? We are getting attributes of image which is extracted from your input image as an output. So we are getting attribute of image which has been taken out from input based on our need to represent the image. So attribute of image, not direct an image, attribute of image which is represented in the form of image will represent the section of our image. So that is the one difference you should know. In image segmentations, input are images and outputs are attribute extracted from the image, attribute which you have been extracted from the image. Okay, so that is the first basic point. Image segmentation normally divides an image into its what? Into its region, into its constituent regions or different region by which this image has been made. So normally image segmentation, you are getting different regions from your image. Now the question is, the label to which the subdivision is carried simply depends on the problem being solved. Whatever problem you are trying to solve, on that label you will try to divide your image into different regions. So segmentation algorithm, whenever you are talking about segmentation algorithms, they are basically based on two approaches. Segmentation algorithms are based on two approaches. First approach is based on discontinuity, very important property in image, discontinuity property. So segmentation, image segmentation algorithm may be based on discontinuity approach, or second approach, it could be based on similarity. It could be based on similarity. Now you try to understand for when you will try to use algorithm based on discontinuity and when you will try to use algorithm based on similarity. Now discontinuity, this approach is mainly used to partition an image based on abrupt changes in intensity. What is the meaning of this? Whenever, let's say, your pixel is here 0 0 0 0, all pixels are 0 and some pixels are here, let's say 1. So this is the change in intensity 0 to 1. If this is the case, you say discontinuity is in your image, or 1 was there and then it was 0. So for different gray level you will have different value. So whenever there are abrupt changes in the image, abrupt changes in the image of your intensities values, then you say you are getting edges or a point or line. Edges are nothing, they are showing something. Let's say your area was completely white and you are getting some point, so that is a change in intensity. Okay, so discontinuity based algorithms are basically used to detect what? To detect abrupt change in intensities, changes in intensity. So whenever you are trying to find out some edges in your images, some lines, some points, then you always prefer which kind of algorithm? Algorithm based on discontinuity. And so the discontinuity algorithm will be used for what? For detection of line, for detection of point, for edge detection. Very popular operation in image processing, that is edge detection. So edge detection based algorithm will always be dependent on, or you can say will be designed based on discontinuity property, because intensity gets abrupt changes. Now second approach of your image based segmentation algorithm may be based on similarity. Now this approach is basically partitioning your image based on similar region according to predefined criteria. Okay, let's say you have decided a criteria of threshold. One criteria I'm telling you, threshold, and you have told if my threshold is 150. So what is your criteria? Your criteria is like that. Whatever is my image pixel intensities, whenever any intensities values in any point, pixel point is greater than 150, I will mark that area as 1. And if it is less than 150, I will mark that area as 0. So what I have done, I have attributed, I have designed, I have changed my image based on my threshold value. Let's say one criteria I have taken threshold, and I have taken out attribute from my original image, and now my image will be represented like this. What? Whenever the value will be greater than 150, it will be represented 1, and wherever value is 0, it will be represented as less than 150, it will be represented as 0. So in this way you can understand you are getting an image attribute out from your original image, and that is representing some kind of similarity. What similarity it is representing? That these are the pixels, let's say you found your pixel 111 in this position. So these are the pixels which is having what? Which is having greater than threshold value 150. So you can decide. So this is one region you got. What reason you got? That all these pixels in this region where it is represented at 1 is satisfying this similarity criteria. Similarly, your similarity criteria could be based on something others. Okay, it could be based on region growing approach. So I will tell you later in this topic segmentation what is the meaning of region growing, how you made a pixel to be of similar type by growing of regions. Or third approach could be region splitting first and then merging it. So threshold based approaches, region growing approaches, region splitting, and then merging. Okay, 4 approaches I have told you for similarity. One based on, it could be based on threshold. Second, it could be based on region growing similarity approach. Third, it could be based on region splitting, and then merging. So we have seen 2 things. What we have seen, my image segmentation algorithm may be based on either discontinuity approach, where our you can say objective is to find out what? High frequency component whenever there are changes from low frequency to high frequency. That is, whenever there is a change in abrupt intensity value in my image. This kind of approach are very popular for detecting what? Line, point, and edge detection. Either horizontal edge, vertical edge, or diagonal edge, whatever edge. Depends on my mask, I will use this kind of discontinuity approach. Second approach of image segmentation algorithm may be based on similarity. This is also segmenting your image based on similarity. First, dividing your image into regions based on discontinuity. Second approach, providing a region in your image based on similarity. And similarity approach could be based on what? First approach could be threshold. Second, you are trying to grow the region based on the similar criteria, region growing. Third approach could be region splitting first and then merging it. So now we will see one by one. Thing I will tell you about point detection mask. Okay, so we are talking about approaches which are based on discontinuity. First of all, we will see all the approaches based on discontinuity based system. So what we will see, first of all, we will see about point detection, then we will talk about line detection, then we will talk about edge detection. Okay, so you try to understand one thing, this is all about detection of your, you can say, edges or high frequency component in your images. You are trying to come up with a high frequency component. So normally mask, whenever you are trying to detect your high frequency component, your mask is always should be of nature of, its all coefficients should be, sum of all the coefficients should be 0. So roughly if you see in the point detection, I could use different kind of mask. One of the common mask that I have already told to you, let's say 3x3 mask you are taking, and center pixel you are taking like, let's say +8. So all rest pixels you can make as a minus 1. So sum of all the coefficient in a given mask for detection of discontinuity, you can make it as a 0. So this is the very popular mask, you can say. So mask is like this, M is given to you and image is given to you. What is given to you? Your sub image is, let's say, given to you where you are processing this, and these pixels are Z1, Z2 and Z3, Z4, Z5, Z6, Z7, Z8, Z9. What you will do basically, simply nothing, you know your resultant value will be what? You are putting this mask over this pixel and your central resultant value will be changed. So your resultant value is nothing, it's a summation of I from 0 to 9 or I from 0 to 9, and then you can say Wi to Zi, Wi to Zi. So this is my Wi and this is my Zi. Now discontinuity approach is totally based on what I have told you. This is simply, let's say, based on point detection is based on threshold. Is because what is point in your image? Whenever you are getting a dark area, let's say, and your complete background is white in nature, so this is your point. Or in reverse, your complete background is black and you got a white point here. This is also a point. So wherever you get a point, how to detect a point? Whenever you are getting an area, you judiciously decide about threshold, what threshold value will give you a point. Then whenever you are getting mod of R, this pixel value mod of R, mask multiplied by sets of images where you are considering Wi into Zi. If this is greater than threshold, okay, then you are making that pixel as a 1, okay, or reverse you can make it as a 0, depends on your choice. So whenever where T is my threshold, it is a non-negative number and it is used to detect what? It is used to detect either bright point which is present in my image, or it can be used for detecting our dark point, because image point could be bright or dark based on its background. Okay, so if the background is dark, it will be bright. If background is bright, it will be dark. Okay, so depends on that. You use a simple mask. This is used based on threshold. You are making that point. So this is all about discontinuity detection for point detection. Point detection is very simple. Now we will talk about line detection. In line detections, what we have basically, we have either horizontal lines, vertical lines, or we could have a sum of horizontal or vertical lines. So now we will see about what? We will see about line detection. So in line detection, mask is same. You should try to remember one thing. In for the line detection also, you will use that kind of mask that we have already discussed several times, where summation of, let's say we are talking about horizontal line. Okay, so horizontal line, if you are talking about, then this particular things you will keep as a positive and rest all you will keep as a negative. Okay, you can see 6 plus 6 minus 6, sum of all the coefficient you are getting as a 0. This is all about horizontal line detection. Let's say you are detecting a vertical line, so your mask should be what? It should be 2, 2, 2, and all these pixels will be what? Minus 1, minus 1. This I am telling about mask 1, mask 2. This is for horizontal line. This mask will be used for vertical line. And let's say your line is 45 degree. If your line is 45 degree, then you simply make what? All these 45 degree points as a 2, 2, 2, and rest all point you can make it like this. If it is a 45 degree line, another mask you can use if it is minus 45. If it is minus 45, then 2, 2, 2. This point minus 45. Rest all you make it as minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. So these are the 4 popular masks you can use for detection of line. If it is a horizontal line, you take it like this. If it is a vertical, you could take it like this. If it is 45 degree, you take it like this. If it is minus 45, you take it like this. Okay, and same way you will do R1, R2, R3 are the responses multiplied by M1, M2, M3 and M4. And if the response is greater than this particular point, you can say that is a line is present there, otherwise it is not present there. So these are the 4 popular masks for detection of your line. Now we will see about edge detection. Now edge detection is also one of the type of discontinuity. I have already told to you. Where do you get your edges in your images? Whenever there is a change, abrupt changes in the intensity values or frequencies of your images. So edge is a set of connected pixels. What is edge basically? It's not a single pixel. It's not a single point. So let's say this is an edge. These are the edges of my images. Okay. So it's a set of connected pixels. What is an edge? Edge is a set of connected pixels, and that lie on the boundary between two regions, and that lie between the boundary of two regions. Let's say this region, this region, this region, this region, this region, this region. Okay. So edge is a set of connected pixels. These all pixels are connected. Okay. And that lies on the boundaries of your two regions, boundaries between the two regions. Okay. So normally edge detections is very popular, you can say, and we have seen its filter mask during the discussion of frequency domain filtering. So if you remember, I have told you about in frequency domain filters, one dimensions filters also and two dimension filter also. In one dimension filter, if you remember about, we talked about three different kind of filters there. You can go into the details in that lecture, frequency domain filters. And one dimension filter, we have talked about robot mask. We have talked there about pivot operator or pivot mask, whatever you say. And we have also talked about Sobel operator. So these three operators or three masks we have already discussed in one dimension case of frequency domain filtering. And same things, these three masks are very popular because if you remember my lecture, I have already told you what is edge. Edge could be your thick in nature and it could be very thin in nature. Okay. If it is edge is thick in nature, very thick edge, you have a very thick edge. If it is a thick edge, then it can be detected simply by using one dimension filters. Okay, or one dimensions operator or derivative you could use to detect your thick edges. Okay, so if thick edges are there, these are the three different popular operators or mask we know. But if the edge is thin in nature, very thin in nature, edge is thin in nature, then in that case we normally do not or you can say one dimension filters cannot detect the thin edges. So in that purpose you use what kind of operator? Two dimension filters or two dimension mask or two dimension operator. And we have seen very popular two dimension operator, that is known as Laplacian operator. Okay, we have designed its filter also. So all these details we have already covered, you can say, in the discussion of spatial domain as well as in frequency domain filter. So nothing new is here. These kind of filters that we have talked about, spatial domain filters or for frequency domain filters, they are the core components of detecting what? Either for doing image segmentation or for image restoration process. Even in the image restoration process, you have seen about similar thing we have already discussed earlier. So edge detections, we have already discussed about robot mask, pivot and Sobel. And for thin edges, you could use Laplacian or two dimension filter. Just to recall, what is robot mask? Robot mask was 2 by 2 mask. What was the nature of that? That was the nature of, it was only 2 by 2 mask. So it was like this. Okay, it was like this. And what was nature? It was 1 0, let's say here, and 0 minus 1. This is normal robot mask. Or second type you could have what? You could have like this. You could have 0 0 here, and you could have 1 here and minus 1 here. Okay, so but this was the two that you can say 2 by 2 mask. And normally 2 by 2 mask is not giving a good result when you apply over an image. Always your mask should be of what type? It should be of odd sides in nature, 3 cross 3, 5 cross 5. So we have also talked about what is the problem with the Sobet, you can say a robot mask operator. But still you could use this kind of mask for some purposes. And if you want to detect thick edges and edge in the vertical direction as well as horizontal directions edges, then you could simply sum it. You could sum it both, this horizontal and vertical, and you could use this mask. This mask is giving you 1 1 and minus 1, and this minus plus 0 is minus 1. So you could also use this mask. This is also what? This is nothing, it's a robot mask. But robot mask has a problem, and I have already told you in the that discussions. So we normally do not use Robert mask in much details. So Prewitt and Sobels are very popular, you can say, operators for one dimension thick edges. And one dimension thick edges, Prewitt and Sobels are very much popular. Prewitt mask, you know about the Prewitt mask, very simple. If you want to detect, just to recall everything, because I do not know whether you have seen or not, Prewitt and Sobel, everything I have explained there. But for Prewitt, again, for edge detection, I can tell you that Prewitt, either it could detect what? It's a 3 dimension, so 3 cross 3 kind of mask, and it could be used for either for vertical edge detections or horizontal edge detection, or some of that, vertical as well as horizontal edge. For normally, let's say if you are detecting about what? You are detecting about your horizontal edges, so you can detect, you could have mask like this. We have already talked about this in that discussion. Sum of the coefficient of all the mass should be 0. That is an important point you also know. So this is the horizontal, you can say, detection edge using what? Prewitt operator. And similarly, if you do not want to detect, let's say horizontal, you want to detect it vertical edges, so you could use like this. Okay. So these are the two types of Prewitt we have already seen. Okay, and let's say you want to detect both vertical as well as horizontal edges, then you just sum it. What will be the result? You can write down here the result here, -2 -1 and then 0. -1 plus 1 is 0, and then this will be -1, this will be 0, this will be 1, and this will be 0, this will be 1, this will be 2. So this is another kind of mask you could use for what purpose? For detection of vertical. This is for horizontal, this is for vertical, this is for horizontal plus vertical edges. So one dimensions things you could use for detection of what? Robert, Prewitt or Sobel operator. Sobel operator is giving much better results compared to Prewitt. If you remember, what is the reason I have told to you? Because in Sobel operator you are trying to give more focus on to the nearest neighbors of the edge that you are considering. So simply what you are doing is there, you are simply changing in Sobel operator. What you are doing? You are simply changing the value of nearest. You are, rather than making -1, you are making it to 2, and then again sum will be 0. Similarly, you could do it here -2 and here -2. So this will become what? Second, you can say this is for horizontal and this is for vertical, and here you could have a sum like this, -2 here and then +2 here. It will become what? Sobel operator. So we have talked about all three. Laplacian operator already I have talked a lot in your frequency domain. So this is all about what? Discontinuity segmentation detection algorithm, which are mainly used for detection of line, point and edge detection, either vertical, horizontal or both. Okay, so same operator, same mask, you could see it here, and tomorrow we will discuss about numerical based on these topics, and then we will move to second approach of image segmentation, that is based on threshold. That is what? Region based or similarity based approach. So region growing, region splitting and merging, and thresholding. We'll see next lecture.